Easy tag tips. Let's talk about that. Hey, it's Pam from Ben McFuzzylugs, and it's a Monday, so it's another Etsy tips videos. And just now we're in the middle of our deep diving SEO basics tips, looking at the tips and tricks that help me grow my sales 800% in just a couple of years. If you haven't already, I would suggest checking out in my playlist here the other tips, and don't forget to come back every Monday for more tips like these. Okay, so from last week you have your keywords. Are these not your tags? Well, almost. On Etsy we only have space for 13 tags, so let's figure out how to narrow these down. So first you want to decide if these are high or low competition tags. If you haven't already, check out my video on the very subject. But really, for a small shop, or if you're just starting out, you really want to be aiming for the low competition keywords. And even if you're an established shop and you can get yourself to the top of search rankings for certain keywords, you still really want to be aiming for the most descriptive tags that you can, because the more descriptive they are, the more likely people are to click on them. For example, when I use the tag bookmark, I can, with a lot of work, rank onto page 1 with the tags for bookmark, but it's not particularly descriptive. If someone's searching for a bookmark, they don't necessarily want my bookmark, they maybe have a totally different idea in mind. However, it's much easier and lower competition to rank for the phrase cat bookmark or felt cat bookmark. And now you can imagine if someone has specifically typed in felt cat bookmark into the search engine and they see my felt cat bookmark, they're many more times likely to want to click on that item because it's far more relevant to what they're looking for. And for that same reason, think of long tail keywords rather than short single individual words. Long tail keywords are far more descriptive. However, the order of the words in that sentence is important. So if you've decided felt cat bookmark is a good tag for you, you've checked, you've seen the competitiveness and everything else, then the word in the tag should be felt cat bookmark, all in the one tag. If you use 3 tags of felt, and then cat, and then bookmark, that is not going to be so relevant as having the long tail felt cat bookmark. Equally, if you're aiming for felt cat bookmark, having a tag that says felt bookmark and a tag that says cat bookmark is not going to be as relevant for the term you're aiming for, because the order of the words is important. You have to have felt, cat and bookmark. So if the term you think of is too long for the amount of space that we're given in an Etsy tag, then think about how you break it up. It might make sense to say felt bookmark, but that would not help me rank for felt cat bookmark. I might have to use a tag that would be felt cat and then a tag that would be cat bookmark for when they're all blended together for it to be felt cat bookmark. And bear in mind that if the term that you're using is too long, everybody else is in the same boat. So that's different than if it was short enough that you could use it all in one tag and you don't, compared to if it's too long to use in one tag and you have to break it up. But also breaking up the terms like this can give you ideas for new keywords. As I said, with the bookmark, felt cat bookmark, felt cat, cat bookmark, and also felt bookmark are all relevant tags to my bookmark, so that gives us all different relevant tags for the bookmark. So when you're looking for your 13 most specific, pick out the really specific terms and rearrange the word orders around in things that people are likely to search for. Equally, someone might search for bookmark cat, as when someone puts up a search, they'll maybe search for bookmark and go, oh no, that's too broad. And then they'll type in, well, I want cat. So they'll add cat to the word bookmark rather than necessarily type in good English. So think about things like this. Think of how people search and what they're likely to put into that search bar that is very specific for your item. Now, for when you're writing up the order of your tags, Etsy has told us time and time again that at the moment, the order of your tags makes no difference. So it's perfectly okay not to have to think of what's your focus keyword here and just put them all in any old order you can think of as they pop into your head. However, other search engines don't necessarily look at up to 13 tags. So they would just look at the first few, so put your most important ones towards the start to make sure they don't get cut off in other search engines. And should you add your shop name to the tags? This isn't really necessary and it can be a waste of space, because if you have no tags with your shop name, what will happen is if people search for your shop name, then your shop will come up first. If you tag some of your listings and people search for your shop name, then that item might come up first. So this could be a strategy for you if you want to really showcase a certain item and draw a lot more traffic to it. Then you could tag with your shop name, so if people are searching for your shop name, then that item will come up. Also, it might be an idea if your shop name's a bit difficult to spell or has some strange spacings or something, you could put alternative spellings of your shop name just in case. And what about team names? Some people tag the teams that they're in, and in the past, this was quite an important strategy. When treasuries were a big deal on Etsy, it was possible sometimes that team members really enjoyed curating treasuries, and if they had a really great eye, it's not unknown for a team member's treasury to have made it to the old front page of Etsy. So this was a fantastic strategy, that team members could search for the team name and that would bring up some listings and they could choose what to curate into their treasury. Unfortunately, this isn't a great strategy now, as the front page doesn't exist as it used to be and treasuries aren't as they were before. So I'd only be using team names if you're in teams that are very active, that people enjoy searching in the team for sales, but even then it'd probably be in the forums that they would be looking for that. So it's probably not a good idea to use your space on things like team names. And finally, as I've spoke about before, if you check out my Etsy secret strategy, it can help having more than one item on the same subject. So when you're thinking of your tags, have a think of some of your other items. So although you might be focusing in on one certain phrase for the item you've put up, if there are other similar items in your shop that you focused in for a different but still relevant phrase, you could use that in a couple of your tags just to help boost the other item. It's not necessarily going to help the item that you're working on, but it might help other items. So if they're relevant, put in other tags to associate that item with other items. So I hope that helped. Thank you so much for joining me, and I would like to point out that obviously I'm no expert in this. I'm just sharing and passing on the tips and tricks that I've learned in the many years of being on Etsy, but you guys are the experts too, so feel free, if you have any questions or tips or tricks, post them in the comments down below, and I'd love to hear your advice on the subject. And don't forget to come back next Monday and we'll be talking about titles. Thank you so much for joining me.